Hello. Well, I've just found a nice shady spot at Blackhead in Antrim, not far from Whitehead, where there's this fantastic path, this coastal path, and you'll see it in the programme that I am preparing now. I've already visited Glenarm and also Glenarm Castle. They are all going to appear in this next show about Northern Ireland. And for this show, I'm using the OM system OM5 plus the 12-45 Pro lens. I'm a believer in less is more. I am using nothing else, but I will come clean and say that I do have a backup camera, but I've left it in the hotel. And just for interest, that is the EM10 Mark II and the 17mm f1.8 lens. Anyway, I'm just having a rest here. If I'm casting my eyes around, I'm on a public footpath and I've managed to find a little slot where nobody is about. And it's right by some steep steps. In fact, there's a lot of steps on this walk, but I wouldn't like to do it when there is a raging sea. Thankfully, it's a lovely sunny day. Anyway, let's get on with the programme, shall we?
Please prepare to board the shuttle to the North Terminal.
My EasyJet flight left Gatwick Airport North Terminal on time. There was not a cloud in the sky, and soon I could clearly see the Dartford crossing and the River Thames snaking its way towards the North Sea. Later, I recognised Rutland Water and the Derwent Reservoir in the Peak District before leaving mainland Britain over the Fylde coast, and there is Morecambe Bay. Arriving at Belfast City Airport 10 minutes early, allowing plenty of time to hop on the shuttle bus to the new Grand Central Station, which certainly lives up to its name. I stayed at Larne. It's about 23 miles up the coast and permits convenient access to the Glens of Antrim, and that's where I wanted to go. Larne is an important ferry port for the short passage to Scotland. It lies in the shadow of a huge natural gas-fired power station supplying Northern Ireland with about 50% of its electricity. The three chimneys, now decommissioned, still dominate the landscape, and a former symbol of power of a different kind can be seen at Tour-de-Forss Castle, somewhat squeezed now between the ferry port and boat club. Some buildings sport colourful murals. Now this one celebrates Irish festival dancing, and the town boasts several historic streets. Facing east, Larne overlooks the North Channel, a good spot for witnessing a sunrise, and after the spring equinox, sunsets too, if the cloud cover is in the right place. Larne has a decent transport system, and soon I took my private service bus northwards to Glenarm, one of 9 glens that are a feature of the area. I planned this trip back in October, and my crystal ball predicted 5 days of perpetual sun, but not the severe storms that hit Ireland a couple of months earlier. Glenarm, being a forest park, had suffered damage. Uprooted trees now closing some of the footpaths, and the water level was down too. But I took some shots, having taken the trouble to get here. Some landscape photographers would cringe at taking shots in such harsh light, but that surely becomes the challenge whether you like it or not. Essential is to spot meter near a highlight, allowing shadows to become underexposed, then corrected in Lightroom or Photoshop after, of course, saving to RAW. This makes adjustments easier, preserving quality before making a final JPEG copy, which is what you are looking at, cropped to 16:9 from 4:3 and resampled down, otherwise everything will grind to a halt when creating the program. At my next wood there was music in the air. You can even join in if you are adept on the saucepan. So where are we? This is the woodland walk at Glenarm Castle, residence of the Earl of Antrim. His castle can be glimpsed through the trees. The main feature is the walled garden, but if you haven't booked the castle tour, head first into the village and at the end of Altmore Street, enter Glenarm Forest through an archway for a retrospect view. Wait until afternoon as it faces west and go before leaf cover obscures the view completely. It would not have escaped your notice that the residents of Glenarm are very proud of their historic heritage and architecture. Back at the waterfront is the marina and estuary of the Glenarm River, with views back to the Barbican Gate. Before leaving, take a closer look at the walled garden. I went by train south to Whitehead, which follows the Larne Loch, a site of special scientific interest. I had hoped to walk the Gobbins Coastal Path, but recent storms mentioned earlier perpetuated that plan. My host at Larne informed me of a wonderful alternative at Blackhead, a mile north of Whitehead, where I recorded the intro to this show, which I visited after viewing Whitehead's architectural gem of colourful houses fronting the promenade. The Blackhead Path, built in 1892, is well maintained and perfectly safe to traverse. It hugs the rocky coast beneath steep cliffs, goes through a tunnel before ascending countless steps to a lighthouse. However, on this visit, I experienced mill pond conditions and would hesitate to venture during rough seas, even if the photographic potential was greater. Time to go home. Again, my flight was on time, 10 minutes early at Gatwick, and because of the clear perspectives, I experienced wonderful overhead views of Belfast denied to me on previous flights. Somewhat chuffed with my timing, Belfast and Northern Ireland got its usual quota of rain soon after I had left and into the following week.